Hello and welcome. I am Gimba Umar. Tonight, Presidential Committee on Northeast Initiative distributes relief materials to internally displaced persons in their host communities. Federal government dismisses fears of mass starvation by some international agencies and says that government is doing its best to address the plight of the IDPs. Channels Television kickstarts its 21st anniversary celebration with a Thanksgiving service by staff and friends of the award-winning station. And Italians vote in a referendum that is being closely watched for further signs of anti-establishment sentiments in Europe. We begin tonight from Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, where some reprieve have come to internally displaced persons in the area. The reason for this is the delivery of relief items by the Presidential Committee on the Northeast Initiative in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. All the IDPs were forced out of their original homes following attacks by the Boko Haram sect and now live in makeshift camps in Maiduguri until their homes are liberated and rebuilt.
Relief materials in their dozens. Boxes, sacks and beddings, all for the internally displaced persons in Maiduguri. They noisily file out in long lines to receive the relief materials delivered by the Presidential Committee on the Northeast Initiative. Statistics provided by the government agencies has it that out of 2 million people displaced by the insurgents in Borno State, 350,000 live in makeshift camps, while others are housed by the host communities. For the Director General of the National Orientation Agency, who doubles as the subcommittee chairman of the initiative, needs will be addressed according to priority.
These are internally displaced persons that have been housed that have been led by respective hospitals. What we are addressing here are people who are living with families. There are others that we are going to address, effective from tomorrow, that are in the IDP camps. But this one is also a conventional, not a conventional IDP camp, but it is actually an IDP camp. Only that they are living with their families and they are from various local governments.
For the community leader, although the number of IDPs has overtaken the original residents in the estate, their need for accommodation is paramount.
Everyone here is accommodating relatives. When the villages were destroyed, everyone came to stay with family members until this place got filled up. There are lots of them here now. Today, they have brought relief items for them, and we thank our governor and president. Nobody has ever come here with help for us, so we're really grateful that this committee considers us and has made food available to every household here.
It's a wonderful thing to see people looking after each other in times of need, but what will bring a huge relief to these IDPs is for what led them here in the first place to be over sooner rather than later.
But while the presidency has been refuting claims by some aid agencies that there is mass starvation in IDP camps set up in the northeast. In a statement from the presidency, it says that it is concerned about the attempts to whip up fears that the humanitarian crisis is worse than being reported. While it recognizes that local and international humanitarian responders, including the United Nations, have done an immeasurable amount of efforts filling in the gaps wherever they existed, the federal government says that it is not true that 100,000 or even 1 million people will die because government is unable to provide care at the IDP camps. The presidency says that it is handling the situation with great sensitivity and has put measures in place to cushion the humanitarian challenges with collaboration between NEMA and the Presidential Committee on Northeast Initiative. Both organizations provide raw food items to IDPs at formal camps, self-settled centers, host communities and satellite centers, while the state government complements with commitments to firewood and attain environmental quality of the IDP camps. The Air Component Commander, Operation Lafiadole Air Commander Peter Uzezi, says that the Nigerian Air Force organized independent air operation codenamed Operation Forest Storm, aimed at destroying terrorist camps within the Sambisa forest, has been largely successful. Speaking to journalists at the 75th Strike Group, Flight Line Yola in Adamawa State, Air Commander Uzezi gives an update on the progress recorded so far.
We are making huge progress, and the Nigerian Air Force is playing a very significant role towards the success of that operation. So far, we have conducted a 6-day bombardment of the remnants of the Boko Haram camp within the Sambisa area. We have also identified some areas where they use as their logistic base, and we have degraded those areas significantly. Our troops are making advancements within the forest, and we are providing close air support for these troops. The idea is for our own aircraft to engage these insurgents way up front before they come in contact with our own troops. And by that, we are able to limit how effective they are against our troops. So far, that has been ongoing. In addition to that, we have been providing intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance over the whole Sambisa area, with particular emphasis on the forward area of our troops. The advantage of that to our troops is that we have a recognized picture of what is ahead of the troops. Therefore, the element of surprise has been limited, has been drastically reduced, and that has given our troops significant advantage in the conduct of this operation.
Moving on to politics, the Rivers State Governor has been reacting to criticisms over his recent string of allegations against various agencies ahead of the run-up to the state elections. Now, Governor Nyesom Wike, who insists that he is a peacemaker, not a troublemaker, also accused the Inspector General of Police of conspiring with the opposition to rig the rerun legislative polls in Rivers State. He was speaking during the flag-off of renovation works in the General Hospital in the state. Our correspondent, Emmanuel Ere, now reports.
This is the state of the General Hospital in Aboa Odwa local government area of Rivers State. The dilapidated structures are perhaps an expression of the condition of the healthcare delivery system in the area. Men, women and youths are, however, in the mood of celebration as the state governor and his team arrive for the flag-off of the renovation of the hospital. The council chairman, in his welcome address, laments the public perception of the local government area.
Our people and Odwa people have never experienced projects. All what they say in Port Harcourt, our people are others. Odwa people are others. No good thing associated with us. But when you came in, you have turned us to be good people.
Governor Nyesom Wike promises to do even more for the people.
We are going to rehabilitate general hospitals, and to the glory of God, we must have to do one. But let me say, we will not only do one in Abuodua, we will do the two. And so I will direct the Honorable Commissioner to follow the chairman of the council and go to General Hospital. Immediately prepare the cost and bring it back to us so that we can start work in Odwa. Whatever you request, you deserve it. This is your turn.
And then the governor takes a swipe at the Inspector General of Police, accusing him of planning to help the opposition rig the December 10th legislative election.
One meeting with IG them. My APC people, I don't tell me this one. No, this people, they don't be able. They don't say I live with them. So, as they finish the meeting for police for Abuja, the headquarters, now APC people call me. Okay? I will tell you. If we not tell you, I don't good. Say, I don't tell them, say, they will bring 3 CPs. Yes. So maybe they do not say, the election will be free and fair. Or if they see way, may they read for episode. Where they will see the winner? No way! Where they to read them? No! Maybe they come read them. Maybe I see them.
As the pressure begins to build towards the rerun elections in Rivers State, there is need for the security and electoral agencies to ensure that the conduct of the polls is not jeopardized. Emmanuel Irei, Channels Television News.
Well, in the meantime, the APC in Rivers State has not taken the allegations by Governor Nyesom Wike lightly. The Rivers Southeast candidate of the APC, Senator Magnus Abe, has described the allegations of planned rigging and manipulation of security system as baseless and amusing. Senator Abe says that it is the PDP that has gotten favors from INEC and condemns the statements by the governor. Senator Abe was a guest on our political program, Sunday Politics.
If you're accusing us of using the federal government to try to rig the elections, for example, what is the evidence of that? To begin with, this same system that we're running is the same system that conducted the elections that installed him as governor. There is nothing that has happened so far that shows in any way that anybody has done anything other than what their constitutional responsibilities are. If anything, the PDP in Rivers State has received a lot of help from INEC. And I have said it before, I can count the number of favors that INEC has done for the PDP. Let Wike mention one favor that INEC has done for the APC in Rivers. The problem we have is that the governor, who should be the leader of the state, who should be speaking in a manner that can bring all of us together, that can unite us to be able to conduct this election in the interest of the people of Rivers State, is the one spreading fear. He's the one stoking the fires. He's the one urging his people to resist arrest, to fight. He will confront this. There will be fire for fire. There will be this for that.
Remaining on the subject, a few days to the Rivers rerun elections, the electoral umpire is sending out a stern warning to politicians to desist from sending out inflammatory statements capable of inciting violence ahead of next Saturday's exercise. INEC says it is fully ready to conclude the elections in Rivers State in a free, fair and transparent manner on Saturday, 10th of December 2016. The Commission says the recent Edo and Ondo governorship elections eloquently speaks of the feat that can be achieved if all stakeholders do the right thing. The umpire, however, condemns what it says are false allegations, provocative and dangerous comments being made by some political actors, especially the governor of Rivers State, Mr. Nyesom Wike, against the Commission, all of which it says are capable of inciting people to commit violent acts that could derail the election. INEC has asked stakeholders to henceforth refrain from making pronouncements that could either overheat the state or instigate their followers to violence, and appeal to all the political parties and their supporters to abide by all the extant laws governing the electoral process. And in part two, after the break, management and staff of Channels Television, of course, thronged out Saviour's Church in Lagos to kickstart activities marking the station's 21 years of professional broadcasting. Please join us again.